Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1362, How to Keep Working During Personal Hardship by Christine Comaford of smarttribesinstitute.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host of the show, and I'm with you every single day, including weekends like this one, reading posts from some of the very best blogs that cover all sorts of work-related topics. So without further ado, let's get into our post for this Sunday and start optimizing your life. How to Keep Working During Personal Hardship by Christine Comaford of smarttribesinstitute.com. Once you reach your 40s, or possibly earlier, you're likely to have experienced a profound personal hardship and had to navigate through it while keeping your job. Whether it's the death of a loved one, a divorce, a life-threatening disease, a significant injury, or something else, personal hardship takes its toll on us all at one point or another. Here are some tips to care for yourself and others when these twists and turns of life occur. 1. Check in with yourself. Give yourself the gift of being honest when others ask how you are. When my father passed away and people asked how I was, I'd say, really sad, or whatever was true. Then I'd notice people would either try to talk me into feeling better. Don't do this. Let a person feel what they feel. Or they'd change the topic. Or they'd meet me where I was with compassion and kindness. And the latter always feels best. When you're going through a hardship, your job is to feel and process it, not to fake it to make others feel better. That approach will only suppress the grief and lengthen the healing process. 2. Ask for help. Yes, many of us have been taught that this is a sign of weakness, as is vulnerability, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. People want to help. It feels good, and when they are asked for help, it lights up the reward center in their brain and is deeply fulfilling to them. Asking for help is actually generous to others as well as to yourself. Saying you can't do something honors your organismic rights to exist and to have needs. It took me a while to let myself reach out to others, and it amazed me how eager they were to help and how deeply satisfying it was for them. 3. Pad your schedule. When you're in the middle of a personal crisis or profound hardship, you're not fully present. You can't be. Part of you is processing the trauma, grief, and shock of the experience, and based on the degree of intensity, the part of you that's temporarily away can be a huge part. When my stepson died, it was a world-jarring shock. One day he was fine, and then, boom, the next morning he was gone. A large part of me was preoccupied with deep grieving for many months. So I worked less and set deadlines with 2 to 3 times the wiggle room I normally allocated. 4. Get into nature. There's nothing like nature to be life-affirming, especially when we need to remember beauty, grace, and the peace of stillness. Even a 30-minute quiet walk in the trees or a park can bring one peace. Ideally, you'd be surrounded by quiet and forest, yet do what you can. 5. Meditate. Learning to cultivate inner peace and quiet provides you with a sanctuary you can always retreat to. Even a mere 5 minutes daily starts to train your mind that it's not in charge. Your higher self, which witnesses the constant barrage of thoughts, is. 6. Watch movies that help you feel. You may need to laugh and lighten up. You may need to cry and let it all out. An executive coaching client of mine once told me he didn't cry. It just wasn't something he did. Then a personal hardship occurred in his life and he needed to cry. He needed that release, but he wouldn't let himself. Then the suppressed sorrow became anger. I urged him to watch one of a variety of movies that would help him cry. Finally, he agreed to, and he cried for several hours. He finally let it all out, and he's been a different, gentler, kinder, more connected person since. And 7, honor the process. Healing from a personal hardship will take different amounts of time for different people. Honor your and their process without setting expectations and deadlines. Saying, "Hey, aren't you done grieving yet?" is not cool. The seasons take time. So does healing. So chill, enjoy the process, let it unfold, and gather the wisdom from it, as later you'll look back on it as a transformative time. The net. Sooner or later, we all have to navigate our work while moving through a personal hardship. Asking others for help, giving yourself internal and external space, and getting into nature help a great deal. Are you navigating a personal hardship right now? If so, what's helping you? You just listened to the post titled, How to Keep Working During Personal Hardship by Christine Comaford of smarttribesinstitute.com. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out those incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And thank you so much to Christine for another great post. Christine is, of course, a regular contributor here. For over 30 years, leadership and culture coach, serial entrepreneur, and New York Times bestselling author Christine Comaford has helped leaders navigate growth and change. Her specialty is in applied neuroscience, which helps her clients achieve tremendous results in record time. As an entrepreneur, she built and sold 5 companies with an average ROI of 700%, and she was also a software engineer back in the early days of Microsoft and Apple. Christine wears a lot of hats. She is a human behavior expert, a leadership columnist for Forbes.com, and the New York Times bestselling author of Power Your Tribe, Smart Tribes, and Rules for Renegades. So come by smarttribesinstitute.com to learn a lot more and check out all the resources they have there. Okay, that's going to do it for this Sunday edition. I thank you so much for being here with me this weekend, and I will be back again with you tomorrow in the Monday show, where your optimal life awaits.